What up,
What up?
Sports Nation?
We're
How
doing
are
great.
you? Yes, we are, like always. We got another special person for you. Let me tell you.
No, we've got a knockout, hard-hitting, this is
No
a
frills attached.
linebacker.
Let's go.
We're talking about somebody who takes charge. And he played at Sac State. And he killed it after coming back from an injury. And now he's going to be...
Does he have a name?
He does.
If you don't know Taylor Powell, folks, you should.
That's right.
Taylor, what's going on, bud?
How you doing?
How's it going?
I'm so excited to be interviewing a linebacker because I was a linebacker, and we're just a different breed. There's nothing like us. We're just off the walls.
Yeah, you are definitely off the wall.
That is true. But you know what I love about Taylor is he played in Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. He was all state. Went on to play college in Arizona. Had an injury, hurt his shoulder. Had to work his way back, went to Sac State. And man, I just watched a video of your pick six.
Okay.
That was a thing of beauty right there. So,
yeah, appreciate it.
So now we got right into the meat of it. You're now a pre-draft for the XFL for professional football. What I did that whole longer route to, I got to try out for the NFL, but the longer route. But you're also following others that have done that. We've interviewed.
Do you have a question for
We
this
sure do.
gentleman?
We're going into it.
Okay, good.
But we're talking about, we interviewed Jeff Garcia, and he did a roundabout way into the NFL. And it took him a little bit longer, but you're going that same direction.
Right. Yes, sir.
What was that mindset? What is your mindset going into this? Because well, first of all, you were involved in the Major League Football. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was a pretty interesting situation. So we're out there in Mobile, Alabama. We're in training camp. We started that July 16th. I want to say it was July 16th. We're in training camp for 13 days out there. And after the league kind of folded, they had some, money issues with the business side. So, I thought it was a good opportunity to go out there and practice and everything, go against some good competition because there's guys, from the NFL just got released or for a few guys who had some invites. So it was good competition. It was unfortunate the league folded.
Yeah. But XFL, it's back.
Yeah. Let's go.
So you went out to, was it Orlando or Tampa Bay to go you did the pre-draft drill and practices and all that?
So I attended the showcase in Florida in Tampa. That was actually right before I left to MLFB. So that was kind of lucky it worked out. It was in June, at the end of June. So I did that XFL showcase. A few weeks after that, I got the draft pool invite. So I was really happy about that. And then went to MLFB to, play a couple games, get some additional film, and, didn't work out. But, I actually have a private workout for the XFL Orlando team this Saturday in Atlanta. So I'm going to be going to that.
That's awesome.
That is.
So when you're heading out to these things, right? I've done a little bit of this. It's a little different, interesting. What has been your biggest mindset going in there? Has it been let's just go right into it. What's your biggest strength? What is it that you're bringing to the table?
I think probably my biggest strength would be my sideline to sideline ability, and that I'm a fast linebacker. I play with a lot of speed, and my play recognition is real good. So I think those are some of the things that make me elite at my position.
And then going to some of these camps and these tryouts and some of the little games that you've been able to be a part of, even this summer, what have you felt that you needed to work on, and what have you been working on?
I think some of the things I realized just little technical stuff like steps, like read steps and stuff like that, not having any false steps when you're going. Because, I mean, you probably know you were a linebacker too. You don't want to be moving everywhere and doing all that, wasting movements. You're trying to get to the ball. So I think that's something I want to work on. I think something I did real well at camp was understanding, picking up the playbook really fast. I think that was an advantage of mine because I was getting it in like a day or two when the other guys kind of still picking things up. So I think I kind of used that to my advantage and was able to make plays off that.
So it leads. Chris loves this because he's a coach, and
Yeah.
you really believe. You can go ahead and ask the question. Really,
I love that you bring up false steps, negative
Mhm.
steps, and a lot of young ball players don't understand how important it is to make your first step a positive step.
Mhm.
And that can either make a
Right.
play or break a play.
Mhm.
How do you like to convey that? I mean, you're playing, but how would you want to convey that to the young ball players out there?
Yeah, I mean, kind of how you said it, like any wasted step is not needed. I think many times in high school, you could get away with that because some of the linemen aren't coming at you as fast. So I think in high school, you get away with it being able to, go forward on pass plays, like play action pass plays I'm talking about, or being able to, read pass right away and getting your drops. That's the difference, at least at professional level, of making the plays and not making the play. It's usually that one step.
It's great because we talked to a ex NFL player, and he was a lineman for the Ravens. He talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
Jonathan Ogden brought him out. A whole line. Jonathan
Okay.
Ogden made the entire line go out there 20 minutes before practice every day and work on their tiniest first
6
step.
inches.
That's it. 20
Right.
minutes. That's what he did. That's how important it was to his career. I mean, Hall of Famer, really,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about it now. So are you putting that in? Are you focusing the small step out, or are you working on that at the end, or how are you implementing that into your training?
Um, uh, More reaction. I think the more you're better at reacting to things, that's usually how your mind works with your body. That's a big thing. So I've been doing a lot of movement stuffs, a lot of reaction drills, and working on my lateral movements. So I think that's the biggest thing as a linebacker. We go lateral and sideline to sideline so much. It's just you need to be able to run, especially at the position nowadays. You're seeing all types of formations, a lot more spread and RPOs and all these crazy formations. You need to be able to run, definitely.
It's interesting that you're utilizing the reaction drills. As for the offensive side, everything is movement, movement, movement. You have to react off that movement. So regardless if it's a ball or a hand movement or a player movement, I like that you bring that up because that's actually a huge point. I like to always go back to what we can give to the young kids and what they can learn from all of us, right?
Right. Yep.
That is a huge statement because I don't think that's said enough. And I don't know if we've actually interviewed a defensive player
No,
yet.
we haven't. That's why I'm so excited.
Yeah,
It's the
no.
same mentality that I
Okay.
know. There's a difference to it because most of the time when you're an offensive player, you go to your hold or you go and do your reaction to what the play is called. He doesn't know. They have a play set up to defend, and he has his part of his what he's
They
got
got
to
to
do.
hit their gap, their technique, so on and so forth.
But what the biggest thing that is going to be big for him, and I want you to talk about it, the difference from high school to college to pros is, well, first of all, speed. But talk about the difference between playmakers and non-playmakers, because that's the difference between the next level is their coaches are looking for people that make plays. How
Right.
do you show that at these camps?
I think at the camp, at the camps, usually, all these camps are quick. So you want to get out there, show them your good hips, show them, your speed and stuff like that. At times it might be hard to assess the actual football just because it's truly not 11 on 11. And for a linebacker, it's a lot mental. Obviously, it's one of the most physical positions on the field because you have to, go against the biggest guys on the other team and along with tackle the fastest guy and most athletic guy on the other team. So it's a really skilled position. And as far as making the plays and not making the plays, it's really with your eyes. Your eyes are going to tell you everything. And even when you're doing kind of one-on-one routes, you'll see that a lot. Keeping your eye on the man and stuff and finishing through the ball, it's a big part of making the play, and that half a step and not making the play.
So the difference about when I played and when he played, it was such a running league.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
it's so passing. So he's got to deal with a lot more in the passing range and stuff. My question is, because I haven't played since playing in that type of
The
league.
1800s.
Pretty much. The reality is we used to focus so much on the linemen that would tell us a lot. I want to know how different it is now. What's your reads? Where are you looking? Is it quarterback, running back? Is it still lineman?
Yeah. So, coming up, I've always played linebacker since I was, 6 years old. So at an early age, my dad taught me the position. So he taught me to, read guards, read pullers, look through the guards to the track of the back. I've known that a long time, but for some new people that are just playing the position, that could be challenging for some people because they're just taught, like kind of one thing, like, go hit the B gap. Or if they're playing gap control defense, it's a lot different than actually reading pullers and having to, read and react, get over top if you see a down block, something like that. It's just kind of certain things that I've learned at a young age, which kind of I've been able to carry over to, Pop Warner, to high school, to college, and now even at the professional level, those pullers are such a big factor in everything you do at the linebacker position.
Yeah. Well, how important do you believe hand combat has become for linebackers? Because you're gonna get hit. Somebody's gonna block you. Your hands are gonna be a big part of it. How much do you work on hand combat and getting away and getting rid of the block?
Yeah, that's a huge part. So in high school, I would probably say that's the biggest difference from high school to college, because in high school, a lot of times, you're bigger, stronger, faster, and you're able to kind of just blow everything up, just run through somebody and, flat back them, something like that. But, college, guys get a little bigger, stronger. They're on the same level as you. You got to use those hands precise. And I thought that's huge in making tackles because, like you said, offense, they have scholarships too. They're getting paid too. Like they're always taught to block someone. And as a linebacker, usually the offense makes a count. They count the defense, or usually the front, every play. And depending on if you're the linebacker that's in the count or out of the count, someone's coming to block you for sure.
All right, I've been waiting for a defensive player for this one.
Oh God, he's drooling over here right now.
So when I played, the moment I stepped across the line, I was the meanest guy.
Ugliest.
I started every fight. I was a talker. Are you quiet or do you talk? Are you a talker? Do you own somebody in the head as well as on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had that kind of that dog, when I get, especially as a linebacker, just, the linebacker is the leader of the defense, the quarterback of the defense, some would say. You're supposed to be out there, leading the troops, kind of setting that tone for the whole defense. A lot of times it's physical, mental, even set in the front and calling out the strengths, the personnel, whatever it is. You also got to be that vocal leader too, because a lot of times guys are looking for that. They're looking for someone you could ask the play, or someone is going to be there and show that energy with you. It's a big part of the position too.
I'm on a roll because I'm so excited.
Dude,
I'm so
just
excited.
kind of here,
Well, I'm in the same
paperweight, that's all.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a time where you were out there and you're just like, I own these guys? Like you could see every single thing coming. Like these guys were like, I don't want to do this anymore against this guy. What have you in high school? Have you had that in college? I know it's happened in high school because you just overpower people. But is there a moment in college where you're just like, I just own you?
Yeah, well, My junior season, the year I actually got hurt, so we had played UTEP as our first game. I was at Northern Arizona at the time, the school in Arizona. Um, I think I had like 11 tackles, a sack, and a PBU. That was kind of game. I was just reading everything good. Plays were coming to me, because a lot of times, being on defense, like if they're a passing team and they're taking all shots, you're not getting like that much action. It has to kind of be a balanced attack. Like you're gonna make your plays when they come too. It's not all just going crazy, especially in college too. It's everything schemed out. So I would say UTEP against UTEP, and the next game against Eastern Washington, I had a sack and 10 tackles that game, and a TFL. And those were two really good games. I was just in the zone, and that, unfortunately, that was also the game I tore my shoulder. So it just happened to be that 2018 season. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough because I was really felt like I was in my rhythm that season.
I always believed that all linebackers are ultimately like WWE wrestlers. Right? Think about it, right? You want to come out on that stage, you want to go big, right? That's the way linebackers think. What is the music that pumps you up right before a game?
I'll usually listen to there's a couple rappers that I listen to. I would say I always listen to Lil Wayne. He always got some on the Carter, this old album I used to listen to a lot in high school. I still listen to it to this day. Just it talks to me before the game, kind of gets me in that zone. But yeah, there's a few other songs I can't think of the name of them, but usually whatever they're playing on the radio, I'm kind of, or on the telecom, whatever, before the game, I'm usually feeling it regardless, just because I'm in that zone, just between the lines, ready to go.
So, and to add on to that now, because we're WWE wrestlers, what's yours? Yeah, totally, we are, right? You get that, right? You get that. It's like, oh yeah, let's step into a Slim Jim.
By the way, Slim Jim, you're not a sponsor, but you could be.
So the reality, I was very superstitious, and I had to put my uniform on a certain way, a certain order. The way I went out on the field, I had to go out on a field a certain way. The way I warmed up, what happened before thing. What are some of the things that you have to do before a game that are part of maybe your superstitions or just your process?
So in college, my routine was I would take a hot bath, but I'll take a hot bath, and then I'll take a cold shower right after. But I didn't even know. My trainer had told me every time I took the hot bath, I was dehydrating my body, so I would like kind of start to cramp up a couple games. But I didn't know what it was, because I was drinking all this water, eating bananas, pickle juice, all that. And he told me it was because the hot baths before. And I was like, man, that was my thing. I kind of got me going. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the hot bath and the cold shower right after. Anything else, I'm cool with.
I mean, you got to have some that you've been around, because like I had a guy that I played with, and if we were on a winning streak, he would not wash his practice undershirt, and it got so bad because we went undefeated that his shirt literally stood up in the corner. And so he'd have to wet it down to put the shirt on before practice.
Oh, I believe it.
So what are some of the craziest things you see in the locker room?
I've seen a lot of guys. It's not too bad, but if they would catch a touchdown, they wouldn't wash the gloves. And usually some people don't wash their gloves anyway, but they get to smelling terrible, especially when he was having a good game. We'd be like, oh my gosh. but probably the gloves. I've seen a guy kind of wear the same game socks every time, but not wash them, but only wear them in the games. But yeah, that's probably. I didn't see any shirts standing up though.
What's yeah, go man.
Hold
I'm
on.
going crazy.
So I'm gonna kind of go sideways here.
All right.
And especially being a professional athlete, how do you make the uncomfortable comfortable?
Mm.
That's a good question. I think that's that's where you got to live at, because I felt like really taking chances is what got me here. Being able to go to showcases, and you can't feel any doubt in your mind that your plan is not going to work. And I think you kind of got to stand on what you say, and also just being able to kind of really believe in yourself and what you could do and what got you there, because all that is working just as far as what you're doing, because people, they they talk about you and how you play and how you work, and they start to build that belief behind you, so you just got to have that in yourself too.
Wow, I love that. You gotta live there. Oh my God,
That was such
that
a
is
great.
huge.
I know.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it.
Um,
Wow.
I want to ask, who do you have to thank for where you're at?
um I gotta thank my parents, my mom and my dad. My dad has always been real supportive. Coached me a little bit, and Pop Warner, taught me the game. He's always been pushing me to keep going. Um, Always been at all my college games, most of them, except the ones that were in like, I think he didn't come to Dakota one time, North Dakota one time, but he did make it to South Dakota one time. So, but no, yeah, my pops, he's been at all my games, and my mom too. Just them supporting me through everything. Uh, my whole family, really, they've all been backing me since the start, and it's been a process through all my injuries, through high school, college, and then now professionally. It's not changing now, so blessed to have them.
Yeah.
What would you tell a young Taylor?
Right now, I would tell a young Taylor, take school important, because I struggled in school a little bit at the beginning. I would say take school important. Um, Start building connections early, and keep working hard, because you know connections and hard work is what's gonna take you and make you. So I think that's what I'll tell young Taylor. Keep going.
I like the connections.
Mhm.
Can we get a little bit more specific in regards to what type of connections?
I just think anytime, like, you come across someone just who's genuine, and like I've always been taught, treat the janitor how you would treat the boss. Um, like simple as that. Like I always try to, be nice to everyone, and try to, spread happiness, and spread that joyful spirit, because I think a lot of people need that, regardless what they show in their everyday, just when they go home. But as far as connections go, I think that's very important, because at the beginning I didn't really understand that. I was kind of just going through some of my early college years, and kind of just playing football and stuff, and then I started to really talk to the people I was working with, and some of my coaches, and they're really amazing people. So you never know where they're going to be, or where you're going to be when you're going to need them, or they're going to need you. So I've always felt like staying in touch, especially because I want to get into coaching after I'm done with playing football. So especially in the coaching world, connections is everything, and just that might be the person that's going to give you your first chance, your first opportunity. So you really never know. So I'd say connections is one of the most important things you could learn as a young player, young adult in general.
Wow, you
Yeah.
are very wise, my friend. Very
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that answer, to be quite honest. I really do.
Do you find there's a coach that put this out there on Twitter we were following, and he said, you know, highlight films are okay, but I want to see you in person. Do you find that that's really true, that the character of the person is just as valuable or more when you're talking to college recruiters?
Yeah, I definitely think like anytime you could see like a coach or a player is genuine and really feel their energy in person, it's a lot different. Obviously, you could get a million highlight tapes and everything like that, but I think those camps and like actually working with kids, sometimes the camps are, a lot of kids and stuff like that. But anytime you get to work with kids and see them up in person, it kind of, you build that bond a little bit that you have to have in recruiting that you ultimately build. Because I still talk to some of the coaches that recruited me in college, and I didn't even go to the school. So that says values about them.
Yep.
That's
Absolutely.
that's incredible. He's given us such amazing stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm watching you out there XFL
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and keep going. You know, what doesn't end there. You know that.
Just give us the
Yes,
what
sir.
up sign. You know,
I got you for sure.
Absolutely. No, you're
I
gonna
like
you
it.
just keep chugging away, and you're gonna do great and shock the world, my man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, and just I'm looking forward to seeing you progress, and you're just an amazing young man. So
Yep.
I'm really proud to have been able to interview.
Yeah, thanks for, letting me come on and kind of give a chance to share my story and stuff like that. Really appreciate you guys.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Hey, folks, I want you to remember this name, Taylor Powell.
Yep.
You got it? Are you sure? I want to say it one more time. Taylor Powell. Taylor, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
From all of us here at What Up Sports to all you, have a great day and a better tomorrow. What up?
Yeah.